So I see everybody doing grades for the 49ers draft, and I figured I would kind of drop in my own opinion as well. If you look at what the Niners did in free agency before the draft, they addressed a lot of things. Pass rush. Mainly their defensive line. They re-signed Ronald Blair, DJ Jones. They re-signed, they actually signed Abucom, the outside pass rusher from the Rams, along with a smattering of others, a lot of it being their own guys. So, they re-signed a lot of their own guys. So going into the draft, they really had to just focus on needs, things that they really need, as opposed to luxury picks where you just kind of pick what's on your board. Of course, at quarterback, that was the most glaring need that the 49ers had. And the Niners surprised everybody by selecting Trey Lance, which is fantastic. The whole world thought it was going to be Mac Jones. But instead, the 49ers selected Trey Lance. And, we can go on and on about that pick. I have myself. So as we go into the second round, the Niners actually did something not really that surprising to me. They selected guard Aaron Banks from Notre Dame, round 2, pick 48. And a lot of people have him as the best guard in the draft. Not the typical Niner guy as far as agility goes, but he's a power guy. Definitely better in pass protection than any guard we've had in a while. I see him starting for sure. And you go to round 3, and the Niners selected running back Trey Sermon, power guy, but also very elusive. The Niners have 2 running backs coming up in free agency after this season, and Jeff Wilson Jr. and Mostert. So it was smart that the Niners addressed running back, a cheaper version of the same position, but maybe even better. This guy's really talented. Just go look at some Trey Sermon tape, and you'll understand why. The Niners then selected cornerback Ambre Thomas in round 3, also pick 102. And a lot of people have the Niners hopefully picking corner a lot earlier, because the Niners haven't really addressed corner early in however many years. So there was a lot of people saying that that thought that maybe the Niners should have addressed corner in the second round, but you can have gone either way. I think offensive line is definitely more glaring. The Niners then selected offensive tackle Jalen Moore, 5th in the round 5, pick 155. Another great pick. I think they have him possibly going in at guard. Maybe, who knows, maybe he'll replace Laken Tomlinson at left guard at some point, and you'll have pretty much a whole new offensive line. People don't grade Laken Tomlinson out very well, so he doesn't get as much flack as, say, a guy like McGlinchey, but he definitely doesn't grade out as well as you think he does. The Niners then drafted another corner in round 5, Diamador Lenoir, round 5, pick 172. Another bigger corner, skinny. The Niners, I thought maybe were moving away from those type of corners, but they still are kind of trying to go after tall corners. The Niners, I think, will be implying a lot more man-to-man this year, unless they re-sign Richard Sherman, which is not completely out of the realm of possibility right now. So don't be surprised if the Niners actually pick Richard Sherman back up. I hope they don't. I hope they've moved on from him. I just think he does a lot. He makes your defense have to play a certain way, and without him, you can kind of employ different types of coverages. In another pick in round 5, pick 180, the Niners selected safety Talanoa Hufanga from USC. He's a very talented thumper, physical playmaker. But the problem with him, just like the problem with a lot of our guys, is injuries. He's had a lot of injuries in college to his shoulder, possibly to his shoulder blade, clavicle area. So that's kind of the big knock on him, and why he fell is his medicals. But as you get later in the draft, you can take flyers on guys like that, so I don't really see a problem. And then the final pick was Elijah Mitchell in the 6th round, another running back. Again, the Niners are, creating a lot of depth because guys just don't stay healthy. Mostert doesn't stay healthy. Jeff Wilson Jr. didn't stay healthy last year. So people are like, oh, we don't need running back. We should draft receiver, which I'll get to. But the Niners, I think they're looking for the future. They're looking to see what these two guys can offer. And if they offer, any type of, good play, that then they know that they can move on from who the guys that they have. They're not going to pay running back money anyways, the Niners. You know that. The fact that they paid most of what they did, I still am surprised last year, but he ain't seeing any more money like that. He's almost 30 years old. He has running backs have a short shelf life. You don't spend high draft capital on them, so we will see. As far as receiver goes, Kyle Shanahan says he thinks he has enough with the guys that he has. They could add somebody in free agency post June 1st cuts, or anybody that's left out there right now. The Niners really need a slot guy. But that's what Shanahan said. He said he didn't really address receiver because he doesn't think it needs to be addressed. The Niners have 2 really good players at receiver and then a lot of depth of players that are unproven. Jawan Jennings, Jalen Hurd, Richie James Jr. But, that's the stance they're having, at least for right now. If I had to grade this draft, honestly, I would give it a B+. And the only reason I don't give it an A is because I wish they would have addressed receiver. And I also wish they would have addressed corner maybe in the 2nd round. Other than that, this is probably one of their best drafts in 10 years. They just nailed it. Again, we're not going to know how good they did in this draft until way later, but as of now, I'm giving it a B+ grade. Again, I would have gave it an A if they maybe would have drafted a receiver and maybe gone after a corner early on, but I think they did good drafting a guard as early as they did, because if he was the best player available on their board and the best guard available in the draft, then you got to do it. So, yeah, just a little whatever from me. Nothing, I've given my opinion on this draft already, but yeah, that's my grade. Hopefully more in-depth coverage this week with Larry Krueger. If I can get him on here, talk about the draft class, and I might have football unlocked on here again, and he might talk about Trey Lance and maybe some of the stuff that's going on with his Packers as far as Aaron Rodgers goes. All right, guys, I'll talk to everyone later. Everybody stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.